Now, my daughters were staying with my mom, and I went and stayed with this friend of mine until I could get a job. Okay, I stayed with her. Yeah, I started now looking for a job here and there, here and there. Yeah, I will get some piece jobs. There were social workers at the place. It was near the social development offices. So there were social workers there. I went there. I told them my situation and everything. So some of them, they felt pity for me. They said, hey, hi. Men, they don't know what they want. You're such a beautiful woman, but this man is treating you like this. And all of those things. I said, okay, we'll try by all means to help you. So I was doing washing for the social workers. They treated me so nicely. Everything was so well. Yeah, and then I got a job from another Indian lady. She got something like a sewing place, like a sewing school sort of a thing, sort of a sewing school sort of a thing. So remember, in college I did a clothing productions. So I'm very good at teaching because I wanted to be a teacher. Actually, I wanted to be a teacher, but I couldn't get admitted into a teachers training college at the time. Most of the training teachers college were closing at the time when I decided to went back to school. So I took fashion designing because I love sewing. Sewing was also part of me. So I love sewing with all of my heart. When I was still at school, I used to, my work used to be those work that the inspectors, the teachers, they will always give my work to the inspectors because it will be finished neat and everything. So it was a sign to me, when the teachers' college thing failed, it was a sign to me that I must took my second love, that was fashion designing. Kandi, it was God's plan. Yeah, it was God's plan. This lady hired me to conduct some classes, teach people sewing there. I started to teach people to do sewing and also to take some orders for her and do some sewing for her. By the way, even this that I'm wearing, I sew it myself. I sew it myself. I don't buy traditional clothes. Traditional clothes, I sew them myself. I love traditional clothes, by the way. They sit me so nicely. I started now doing this with this Indian lady, and then one day I was going to work. Yes, I was going to work. I don't know how my husband found out where I was. When I was down the hill, this place is got something like a hill. When I was going down the hill, boom, I met this man. I was so afraid. What is he gonna do to me? He behaved himself, and he said to me, I want us to work on things. I stopped drinking. Please come back home. I found a job at Algoa buses and all of those things. Yeah, he made promises and all that. Remember, I was still staying with a friend, and I was still not like having a proper job. So with this lady, it was just a job that I was doing, so that I can have something to send for my children at the end of the day. Okay, he even told me that he took the kids from my mother's house and he's staying with the kids. So let me go back home and let us be a family again. Okay. I said, let me go and give it another chance. So we went for counseling. Where he was working now, he had the medical aid. We went for counseling, FAMSA. We went to psychiatrist, psychologist. We went to AA, I was accompanying him to all of these things, to AA and all that. He stopped drinking. He completely stopped drinking. Everything went back to normal. That was 2000, towards the end. So 2001, he was not drinking at all. Later, 2001, his son was supposed to go to the bush. When the children go to the bush, we slaughter cows, we slaughter sheep, we make African beer, mqomboti, so many things that we make. But there's alcohol involved. So I could smell some alcohol now on him. I asked him, have you gone back to drinking? Because things are going to go back now to where they were. You know you cannot drink. He said, no, I didn't drink all of that and all of that. Okay. But to cut it short, he was back to drinking. 2002, he drank the whole of the year of 2002. And in 2001, I got some trainings that I started doing some trainings with some local ladies. And then there came some people from the departments, Department of Labor, Department of Welfare Affairs, and all of that. They came in and they called a meeting for all unemployed people to come and tell us what they can do for us unemployed people. So I approached the Department of Labor that I've got these ladies. So in 2002, it was when that I started training these ladies. I started training them in 2001, 2002, and it was when the training was approved for the training of the ladies. So I trained the ladies in 2002. Everything was well. And then mid of the year 2002, we started in a garage. And then we went into a house that was nobody was living in. I rented the whole house. I was training in the house. And then on the other side, those were making beads, were training beads. On the other side, others were training on making curtaining. And on the other side, others were trained on making school uniform. And then in the middle of the year, I moved to a building. There was a building at the garage nearby. So I rented a place there. So we make it official now, a proper training center. When things now were progressing, even now things were progressing now. The abuse was progressing as well now. We went back to where we were. Jealousy and everything was there. You know, when all of this started, if I can go back a little back, when all of this started, me and my husband we were good. We were good in everything that we were doing. We were this couple that was lovey-dovey, couple that was admired by everyone. And then he started go and drink outside. At the time, he was buying his own alcohol and sit at home and drink. If it is a friend that joins him, the friend will come in, will join him, they will drink at home. Just sit at home and drink and chill. He was only drinking on weekends. Now he started drinking now during the week. And now, drinking during the week now, he started drinking outside the house. And then he will come now with the nip, brandy. Brandy comes with a straight moss, a whole bottle. And in the Eastern Cape, they like to sell those, they like to open it and sell half or a quarter. It is called a nip. A quarter is called a nip, and then a half of a brandy is called a half. He started buying those things and all that. His older brother said to him, you must never buy alcohol that is opened where you stay. Where you stay, you can never buy alcohol that is opened. And don't ever come in and drink something that you found opened already. Because people, they don't have the same interest at heart for you. And guys, ubuloyi bukhona. Ubuloyi bukhona. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. But ubuloyi bona bukhona. The way my husband changed all of a sudden when he started going and drink these nips in these houses, going and entering people's houses, my husband changed. He changed. He became a drunkard. He became aggressive. He became something I do not know. I was living with a stranger in my house. Ubuloyi bukhona, guys. Ubuloyi bukhona. I believe you me. Believe you me. Ubuloyi bukhona. But our God, when you are a praying woman of God, I tell you, bungakhona, witchcraft can be there. It will do you no harm. God said in his word, weapons will be formed against you, but they will not prosper. When you have God in your life, when you fight with God, and when you make God the pillar of your life, buloyi can be there, but they will do you no harm. Those weapons will be there. They will be formed for you, but they will not prosper. It went to an extent that in 2003, I got another trainings again, 2003, with the Department of Labor. Everything was going smooth, but things were worse at home. My husband became a monster. That man, in the middle of the night, when I wake up, I will wake up to somebody who's standing with eyes wide open on top of me. He has a weapon in his hand. Whether it's a hammer, whether it's an axe, he has a weapon in his hand. And I will be deep in my sleep, but there will be something that says to me, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Like a voice saying to wake up, wake up. And I will like, when I wake up, like, the man is on top of me. And when I look at his eyes, hey, they look like a snake's eyes. His eyes were like a snake's eyes. Guys, ubuloyi bukhona. Witchcraft is there. When I wake up, I will wake up like, not like panic, show him that I'm afraid. I will wake up and I will like sit. And I will ask him softly, what is it? What is wrong? He will ask me, why? Why are you asking me what is wrong? Don't you know what is wrong? Don't you know what is wrong? I want to kill you. I want to kill you. I want to kill you in the middle of the night. When I wake up, when they wake up in the morning, you are dead, you are cold, you are stone dead. And I would like beg and ask, what have I done? What is it that I've done wrong? So ask me, why are you asking me? Are you asking me? Are you asking me? No, I'm not asking me. I want to understand so that I can apologize my husband if I've done you anything wrong. I just want to apologize to you. You know, I don't like disrespecting you. You are my husband. You are my king. You are the king of this house. Hey, at the meantime, I'm saying inside, oh, God help me until this morning. I am going to pack my things. I am going to go. Hey. Hi. If other people, they don't know the battles that we've won. Hey, the battles that we have overcome with God by our side. Hey, nobody will ever know. After I will talk so soft, I will hold his hand. Please put the weapon down. Please, my husband, sit down, let us talk. At times, he will be so aggressive, like, slap me. No, I wouldn't like make a noise, because when you make a noise, you're making him, it's like you are making him nervous. And it's like you are making him nervous, you are making him aggressive. He just strangles you, he does so many things. He becomes so aggressive when you scream. And the children will jump and the children are screaming, I'm screaming, and he will become so aggressive, like strangling me, like even all of those things. So I I developed a strategy. I asked God, God, what do I do when this man is like this? What do I do when he's like this? And you know what? The Holy Spirit just revealed to me, just be calm. Don't scream. Don't show him that you are so afraid. Like, hey, I will talk so softly. I will calm him down until I won't sleep until morning. And morning I have to go to work. And the guy stopped working. Wawuyekela umsebenzi where he was working at the bus company. He was fired because of drinking and all of that. So I was the one now who was taking care of the family and everything. But I was managing. In the morning, I will ask God, God, what do I do? Because now it's in the middle of the term for the school, for the children. I can't just up and run. And this time around, I was telling myself that when I'm going here, when I'm leaving here, I'm leaving for good. I'm not leaving that I'm going to come back again, because this thing is not going to work out anymore. So it was a matter of me taking a decision, a final decision. So a final decision was, I was not supposed to take it like in a rush. So I had to plan. So now I was planning now for my departure. Planning, trying to put money aside, open a savings account, and then took the card and put it at my workplace. I was transferring money to this card. When the trainings paid out, I was transferring money to this card so that I can have some money whereby this time around I'm not leaving my children. I'm taking my children with. At the time, my older daughter was in college. She was doing his first year. She was doing her first year in college. She was doing pre-N4 and N4. So the other one was in higher primary. The young one, my last born child, he was at preschool. Preschool, yes. He was preschool. He graduated from preschool. He was supposed to start grade 1 the following year. So I said to myself, God, give me the strength to persevere, and until I can finalize this whole year, and then put things into perspective and plan my exit. I was planning my exit. So I started taking some clothes, donating some clothes to some friends, a church, because remember now, I was going to escape. I was not going to live like a normal person, taking bags and everything. So whatever that I was going to do, I was going to escape. So I planned my escape at the end of the year 2023, December. I think it was the 10th or the 11th of December 2023. 2003, 2003, not 2023, sorry. 2003, when I took my final walk out of my marriage. And I never looked back until today. So now, 2003, when I was planning all of this, I was looking for a place where I'm gonna stay with my children. For instance, when I was leaving, I didn't know where I was going. So I wanted some people that can help me out as to where, like for instance, like something like a bed and breakfast, something like that, where I can just go in and stay for a few days while I plan what I'm gonna do with my life and my children. So, okay. So there was a few young girls that I knew. One I was attending with in college. I called her. She said, no, she's on her way to to the Eastern Cape. I mean, I was leaving the Eastern Cape, going to Gauteng, because now my plan was to go to Gauteng, where is very, very far, and is where is very busy. This man can never be able to find me. My plan was now to become a fugitive. So I went to the station. I bought the tickets. I went to Russell's furniture stores. I bought a TV. I bought a microwave. I bought a home theater system. Just something that when I come in, my children will not miss home so much. At least when I come in there, even if I rent a room, something like that, and then I will have a TV, I will have something that they can entertain themselves with. Because remember, my older daughter was a teenager. She was about 18 going for 19, and then the other one was 10 years, the other one was 5 going for 6. So we took a train, and when I was planning this exit, I told my daughter to say to these little ones that we are going to Playland. So when we left home, the little ones, they knew that we were going to Playland, because I was avoiding an issue of maybe like my phone will be lying around, the daddy can call, and then they will answer sincerely and tell him where we are going. So when they asked me, Mama, where we are going to Playland. So I booked the train on the day of leaving. I woke up early in the morning as usual. I went to my workplace. He took me to my workplace as usual. He dropped me outside, and then I went in and I worked. But the people that I was working with, they knew that it's my last day. So I bought a bag, took some few things, we put on the bags. The things that I bought from the furniture store, I put them straight at the station. I hired a small car from the furniture shop to the station, and then they said to me, I'm gonna get them at Park Station. So they gave me a card. So I paid for them, they gave me a card. Now, it was the day of the journey, the day of the departure. Yeah! That was an interesting day. That was an interesting day. The day of the departure, it was an interesting day. I went to work. I didn't have anything with me. I just have my small purse with me. And then I went to work. I left the children at home. They knew around about 1 o'clock, they have to go down. They will meet me at my workplace. The children came around about 1 o'clock, and then there was a young guy there who was working with us. Those people that I was working with is the people that I trained. I trained them in sewing, and then I hired them. And then after hiring them, we got some jobs like doing school, like church. We got a big order from the Apostolic Church. We were doing this order. So I left them with this order. I already cutted everything. And then they were just gonna finalize the order, take the money and pay themselves. And then with the other one, they will pay rent. My order was pay rent for 3 months. So that now in the 3 months that I'm not with you, when the clients come, don't tell them that I'm no longer with you. Tell them I'm somewhere. Ne? And then take the orders. You know I've teached you everything. Take the orders, do the orders yourself. If there's anything that you want to know, I'm just a phone call away. Call me and then I'll tell you what to do. We agreed. Fine. Now, on this day, the young man went to where this place was. It's a main road. And then there's another road that is coming from the other side. And then this road also go to the other side like this, to the 10. So now, one was standing at the corner there to see when the car is coming right there at the beginning of the street. One was standing in the middle of the street, like where we were in this place. One was standing at the junction. It's a place that is called the junction. It's a four-way junction. It goes like this. The streets, they go like this. So this street was coming like this. So this street of ours was going like this. So you have to look at him when he's coming that side. So me, I was going to go now and look for a taxi. So when taxis when they offload, when they offload, they don't have a load. You can ask the driver if you're going to pay him for the money for the whole trip. You see? So now I saw a taxi offloading and it was turning. And then I went to the driver. I approached the driver. Budi, I want you to take us to at the station, at the train station. I will pay for the whole trip. We won't be enough for the whole trip, but I will pay for the seats of the other people. Please take us to the station. So the taxi driver was okay. It was money in his pocket. There, I went in and I told the guys, everything is okay. They started taking things out. So me, I was just standing there at the stairs, just looking. If the man happens to come, I will be just as cool. Like, no, I was coming from the garage. There's a cafe at the garage. So I was coming from buying something at the garage. And the children were going to hide. Well, this place of ours has got two apartments. Like, it's an open plan, but there's a space there where you can hide. Yeah. Then they started taking out the things, like the bags that we took. We managed to take. The children went into the taxi, and then when they went into the taxi, they didn't stay like I'm staying like this in the chair. They like in the chair, so that my husband, if can happen to pass by, he cannot see them because he would want to know where are they going. Hey, I say my goodbyes and everything. Everybody was crying. And I say my goodbyes, and there were neighbors, children that was accompanying us to the station. We went into the taxi. We went to the train station. On the way, nobody was sitting in the taxi like this. We were hiding in the taxiway, like, until we were in the highway. In the highway now, it's only then we're sitting straight like normal people. When we came in there, these children that were accompanying us, when the train was about to leave at 3 o'clock, when we arrived, what, something to 2. So I sent my sister's child, who was at my house at the time. He was visiting. It was holidays. They were already done writing examinations at school and all those things. So I asked him to go and buy everything that he thinks that the children can need for the road. He went in there, he bought a bucket of those 21 pieces of kendaki. He bought sweets, he bought Simba chips, biscuits, anything you name it, rolls, juice, cold drink and everything. And he put them in the picnic basket. I took one of my picnic baskets at home. He put them in a picnic basket. It was full like this. And I went into the train. So when we were going into the train, the neighbors' kids were saying their goodbyes to my children, and they wanted to say my goodbyes at me because they liked to stay in my house and play with my children. I love children. So every time they will go into my house and play with my children, I will allow them to like sit in the room and make their hair, plait their hair. My children knew how to plait hair, so they were plaiting each other's hair. So they would go into the room, plait each other's hair and all of those things. So it was that kind of a situation. I was in good terms with my neighbors and all that. Yeah. Now, saying our goodbyes now at the training station, at the train station. The children were crying and crying. Now, the guys who were standing there at the train station, they were asked, Mama, why are there so many children crying after you? What is wrong? I said, no, they are saying out their goodbyes. Why? Are you leaving for good? Yeah, I'm leaving for good. I'm never coming back. Where are you going? I'm going to Joburg. Where in Joburg? Only God will direct me when I come to Joburg. Okay. We went into the train. We went into the train earlier than the departure time because I was afraid. I was like, what if this man can find out from somebody or somebody accidentally? Maybe he comes. He always makes a try at where I was staying. Every time he would make a try there, turn around. Every time he always sussing me out throughout the day. What am I doing? All of those things. Where am I? He was always watching me. Where am I? He knew that one day I'm going to go, but he didn't know when. So he was always on the lookout for me. During the day, he was always watching me. So there we are on the train to Johannesburg. To Johannesburg, we do not have anyone where we're going to be going to. But we said, you know what? God is going to make a plan. I prayed about this. My man of God, my pastor prayed for me. And all the other pastors at church, they prayed for me in the previous Sunday. They prayed for me so that God can like order and direct my steps where I'm going to go. He must make a way, open some doors, and no danger befall me and all of those things with my children in a strange place in a big city like Johannesburg, knowing nobody. There we are on our way to Joburg. When we arrived in Joburg at Park Station, they told us, this is Park Station, the train is ending here. Okay? We went out and then we asked the others where we were going to get our luggage. They told us the luggage, where we get our luggage. We went to the luggage side. We took our luggage. We went to the other side. There was a place there, just an ordinary place. There's some grass in there and all that. I took a small blanket. I put it on the grass, and then I took everything out from the train, from the station, and put it there where we were sitting, and then we had lunch. Me and my children, we had lunch, and now we were thinking now, here I was talking to God. God, where to from here? You said I must come here to Johannesburg. Now I'm in Johannesburg. Where to from here? Park Station is so big. Johannesburg is so big. I don't know where to. When I get out of Park Station, I don't know which direction do I take. Sitting there and eating and talking to God silently. The children are busy talking and talking and talking. There I was, something clicking to my mind. I spoke to my daughter, Tsatsi. There is this girl called Esther. She used to call my nephew Utandazo when we were still staying at home with my husband. She used to call her and invite her to come to Johannesburg and all that. I said to her, you know what? Why don't we call this child so that she can just direct us from here at Park Station, where do we go? Tsatsi said, yeah, Mama, I've got her numbers here in my phone. Tsatsi gave me her numbers. I called Esther. Esther picked up the phone and she said to me, "Hi, Sissy, no, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't get out of Park Station. You'll get lost. Park Station is huge. I won't be able to find you when you get out of there. So just stay inside. Just tell me where you are." I said, "Okay, I'm where the train offloads." He said, "Okay, I know where the train offloads. I will come straight there." Remember, we don't know her in the face. She doesn't know us in the face. She's got a little bit of idea about my daughter because there was a pic of her and my niece that she sent to this girl in Johannesburg. When Esther came, after an hour, there I was just walking around, stretching my legs. When Esther came, Tsatsi was on the other side, closer to the entrance. I saw this girl coming in, go straight to Tsatsi and look at Tsatsi's face and hugged her. And I said, that was Esther. And Esther came straight to me. Esther showed me where I was standing. Esther told me, "Sissy, I'm going to be going home to the Eastern Cape for holidays. You can go to my room. I'm staying at the back room at Green Village. You can go to my room, and then from there, we will take it from there in January when I come back." I said, "Okay. Will the owner allow you?" I said, "No." When I left, I told the owner I'm going to fetch my sister, my older sister, from the station. She's going to be staying at my place for just for these few weeks that I'm away at home. And then in January, she's going to look for a place to stay. Okay, that everything was sorted. And then she said, "Okay, I'm going to look for a buggy from those guys outside." She went to the buggy and looked for the buggy from those guys. And those guys charged us about 300 rand to go to Soweto. That was 2003. Okay, we loaded the things in the buggy. Boom, off to Soweto. We don't even know where Soweto is. Then when we arrived in Soweto, we arrived in open, like the welcome, and the welcome was like people, they welcomed us with open arms where we were at. And this man, his wife was away on holiday. She went to the villages, and then it was him and his young daughter and the small granddaughter. Yeah. Now everything was sorted. Warm welcome, sorted. We felt at home. We said, "Thank you, Lord." We didn't know where we were going. Now we are welcomed in this house. That's all we wanted. We don't worry about how small the place is. Everything else is going to sort itself. Everything went well. God is good. God is good, Bakit. God is good. God does his things. When you go to a place where you don't know anybody, and then just God, he just paves a way. When you arrive at the place, you arrive is like somebody the people they've been waiting for. Like somebody, people they knew for a long time ago. It's like, it was like people, it's like when we arrived, those people, like, they knew us. It's like they knew us, the way they welcomed us. And everything was fine. We stayed there at the end of December, when January started. And I've already made friends with this other lady next door. And then I told her, "Hey, let's go and look for a place to rent." She said, "How?" I said, "Okay, God is going to lead us where we're going to go. God is going to lead us."